Alfred Eisenstadt has seen every day of the 20th century, and much of what he's seen, we've seen through his photographs, most often in the pages of the venerable Life magazine. Lisa Rudolph has the story of a man whose reputation for capturing this century's most captivating moments was sealed with a kiss.
Good evening. This is your SO reporter with latest NBC News pictures. Tonight, we bring you highlights of the citywide demonstration as caught by NBC newsreel cameras.
VJ Day 1945, and the news of victory overseas swept over New York's Times Square.
Yes, sir, Times Square is quite a place.
Into this human sea of frenzied emotion waded one man barely over 5 feet tall with one camera who saw one kiss. And in one split second captured an image for all time, a symbol of the nation's euphoria.
I've talked about this picture about 10,501 times already.
That's it?
Yes.
Only 10,501 times?
What shall I say? Everybody knows it.
You may not remember his name, but you can't forget his faces. The most famous and infamous of the 20th century, defining people and moments brought into the living rooms of a generation by Life magazine, and one of its first staff photographers, Alfred Eisenstadt. And what many may not realize is the man considered the father of photojournalism is still working after 7 decades in his office in Manhattan's Time Life building.
Izzy, you still come to work every day. You're 95 years old.
95 and a half.
95 and a half, excuse me. When are you going to retire?
You want to know when? When I really can't work anymore, when I'm dead.
His love affair with the camera has produced an extraordinary body of work and made Eisenstadt, or Izzy as his friends call him, a living legend in the field of photography.
You have an amazing career. 2,500 assignments.
At least.
86 live covers, 1 million pictures, more photos published than any photographer alive.
True.
Does that amaze you?
This amazes me, yes.
Do you consider yourself an artist or a journalist?
I'm neither an artist nor a journalist. I'm a simple photographer.
Eisenstadt literally has been a chronicler of life, from the worlds of music, literature, art, and theater, to science, sports, and politics.
Winston Churchill.
He was on a dais with about 50, 60 people and almost fell asleep. He was slumbering like that. And his son, Randolph, tapped him on the shoulder and up he shot like this. Could only take one shot.
And you got it.
One, yeah, was ready.
What about Jackie Kennedy and Caroline?
She was wonderful. She spoke very, very slowly. I photographed them at Hyannisport when a hurricane broke loose. And I was 8 hours marooned in a home.
And Izzy turned that into this.
How do you do?
Photo editor Bobby Burrows has worked at Life for nearly 30 years.
With Izzy's pictures, you pick them up, you look at them, you put them down, you pick them up again, and he's captured the heart and the minds of people, their souls.
Izzy's favorite subject is Sophia Loren. Here he's on assignment at her villa in Italy. He shot several Life covers of her.
This was a big scandal, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, many people wrote letters.
Canceling their subscriptions when they saw this.
That's right.
What did you like about her?
She was very, very unbelievably friendly, and we clicked right away.
Who was the absolute worst?
There's only one, I've said at time, was Ernest Hemingway. He was very bad.
How bad?
He shot at me, yeah.
He shot at you?
Yeah.
With a gun?
I think it was a revolver. We were on an assignment to photograph him at a deep sea fishing contest.
And he shot at you because your boat came too close?
That's right.
Eisenstadt's own history is as colorful as his subjects. He was born in 1898 in what is now Poland to an upper-middle-class Jewish family. He got his first camera at the age of 14, but soon lost interest. At 17, Eisenstadt was drafted into the German army in World War I and was badly wounded. He returned to Berlin to become, in his words, one of the worst button salesmen ever. And he took up photography again. This time, his hobby became his passion.
And you never looked back?
Never looked back.
Hold that position for a second.
And photography never looked the same.
Now, instead of doing this, like this, like this. Oh, Sachs.
Eisenstadt was one of the first to abandon the stiff, posed pictures of the day for the immediacy and realism of candids, shot in natural light with the newly invented 35mm camera.
When I photograph people, I'm not nervous. I talk to them. And I talk alone. And I have only one little camera and no lights.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you use.
M3E number 1.
What's that E stand for?
E for Eisenstadt.
Eisenstadt, one critic wrote, is a master of the little detail that tells a big story. Ordinary people at extraordinary moments. Like one of Eisenstadt's personal favorites, the Children's Puppet Theater in Paris, 1929.
I found a little, some kind of a mouse hole under the stage. And I crawled under, nobody could see me, and I photographed the exact moment the dragon was slain.
Come together right now over me.
You said, the most important element in my equipment is not an expensive camera or a unique lens, but patience, patience, patience.
Patience, you have to have patience, right? You have to wait.
And they're still waiting for him. Even the President of the United States wanted Eisenstadt to take his picture. Eisenstadt's last published photos were of the Clinton family in Martha's Vineyard a year and a half ago.
President Clinton grew up with my pictures. Many people remember me. I get letters every day.
From the very famous to simple admirers like the one whose letter arrived the day of our visit.
Spelled my name wrong.
It
I'm
says
not the
world's
greatest.
greatest photographer.
No,
And you're complaining about how they spelled your name?
I don't want to be a star. I'm one of the boys.
Someone described you as a little big man with a camera.
I'm a little man with a camera.
A little man with a large and wonderful legacy.
There's a major retrospective of Eisenstadt's work now at the Circle Gallery in San Francisco. It's called 95 for 95 and features one photo for each year of his life, though the man known as Eisy turns 96 next week.